was metal made?
Okay, so the answer to that is metal is not made. Metal is a thing. Metal is mined out of the earth, and when that metal comes out, a lot of times it comes out as a, try to kind of explain it. It comes out not in the right form, okay? So meaning it's metal that's kind of mixed with rocks and all sorts of stuff like that. And then it goes through like a rock crusher, and it crushes the rock, and it takes, and then they have a machine and a process that allows them to extract the metal out of the rock. But metal, all of the metals are different elements. So you have gold, that's one of the elements. You have copper and silver and zinc and all of these different ores. Steel, not steel, iron that we turn into steel. So that's actually one that's made, because they take iron and they mix things with it. They mix carbon with the steel. And steel is made out of other elements, yes. So steel, so some metals are made because they're mixed with other metals. Gold is not made when it's pure. So gold is, when it's pure, 100% pure, it's very soft. In fact, you could probably push your nail into it, or you could bite it. It's very soft. So they mix gold with other ores to make it harder, so that they make rings and things like that out of it. But if you have pure gold, it's too soft. And they do the same thing with coins. They don't want, if you have a gold coin isn't 100% gold, because it would be too soft. And so usually it's like 18 karat gold. 24 karat gold means it's 100% gold. But yeah, steel is mixed with carbon, and then it's mixed with, and a few other elements, but mostly carbon, and just a little tiny bit of carbon makes steel so that it gets hard. And there's all different grades of steel, and when they mix those grades of, or when so you can have really, really hard steel or a little bit softer steel, depending on what you need it for. So if it's a file, you want it to be really, really hard. If it's knife, you want it somewhere in the middle, because you don't want it to be too brittle. You don't want it to be too hard, because if you're trying to pry on something or whatever, then it will crack, it will break. Because just because it's hard doesn't mean that it's durable. Does that make sense? So you have, it's the spring, you want it kind of be springy a little bit, but still hard enough to hold an edge. Yeah. And then they do something else. They make something called stainless steel. They add nickel. They add nickel to the steel. And that nickel, I think it's nickel. Either nickel or chromium. I think it's nickel. I'm almost sure. But they add nickel to the steel, and it makes it stainless steel. Pretty cool, huh? Lots of different kinds of steel and all sorts of other metals.